She was 48 hours away from ending it all, until a homeless man bought her a $3 coffee. What he wrote on the napkin saved her life. This is Sarah, a 32-year-old marketing executive who had everything figured out on paper. But sometimes, the people who smile the brightest are fighting battles no one can see. And sometimes, salvation comes from the most unexpected hands. Sarah had climbed the ladder, corner office, six-figure salary, the life everyone told her she should want. But somewhere between the promotions and the praise, she'd lost herself. Her marriage had collapsed 8 months earlier. Her ex-husband had taken their dog, their friends, and somehow her sense of worth. She'd thrown herself into work, thinking achievement could fill the void. But every night, the silence in her apartment grew louder. 3 weeks ago, she'd made a decision. She'd circled a date on her calendar. Friday, November 15th. She'd finish her final project, leave everything in order, and just disappear. She didn't want to be a burden anymore. She didn't want to feel this hollow ache anymore. But she promised herself one thing. She'd spend her last 2 days doing small kindnesses. If she couldn't stay, at least she could leave, knowing she'd made someone's day a little brighter. Thursday morning, 24 hours left. She walked into her usual coffee shop, a small place called Morning Light on 5th Street. She'd been coming here for 3 years, but today, everything felt different, sharper, final. She ordered her usual, black coffee, no sugar. As she reached for her wallet, she noticed him, an older man, maybe 60, weathered face, torn jacket, sitting in the corner with nothing but a water cup. Their eyes met for just a second, and in that second, she saw something she recognized. That same emptiness, that same exhaustion with existing. Without thinking, she turned to the barista. Whatever he wants, put it on my card. The barista raised an eyebrow but nodded. The man, whose name was Robert, ordered the cheapest thing on the menu, a small coffee, $3.47. Sarah didn't expect anything. No thank you, no acknowledgement. That wasn't why she did it. She just wanted to do one more kind thing before Friday. She sat down, opened her laptop, pretending to work, but her hands were shaking. Tomorrow was Friday. Tomorrow was the day. 10 minutes passed. Then Robert stood up. Sarah's heart raced. She didn't want conversation. She didn't want to explain, but he wasn't coming to talk. He walked over, placed a folded napkin on her table, nodded once, and left. No words. Just the napkin. Sarah sat frozen for a moment, then slowly, carefully, she unfolded it. Written in shaky handwriting, I was you 3 years ago. Someone bought me soup. I'm still here. Please stay. The world needs your kindness. Robert. Her breath caught. Her hands started shaking. How did he know? How could he possibly know? But he did know, because he'd been there. Because pain recognizes pain. Because sometimes the people society overlooks see the most. She watched him disappear down the street. This man who owned almost nothing, but had just given her everything. This homeless stranger who'd spent his last $3 on her. Sarah sat in that coffee shop for 2 hours, crying. Not the silent tears she'd grown used to. Real, gasping, breaking open sobs. The barista brought her tissues and didn't ask questions. She opened her phone, looked at that circled date, Friday, November 15th, and she hit delete. She called her sister, who she hadn't spoken to in 6 months. She cried. She explained. She asked for help, and her sister said, I've been waiting for you to call. I'm on my way. Friday morning, she went back to the coffee shop. She asked about Robert. The barista knew him. He came in every Thursday, used a water cup all week, treated himself to one small coffee every 7 days. Sarah bought a $100 gift card, left it with the barista. For Robert, tell him I'm still here. That was 9 months ago. Sarah's still here. She started therapy, reconnected with her family. She still has hard days. Depression doesn't disappear with one act of kindness, but that napkin, it's framed on her desk now. A reminder. She found Robert 4 weeks later. Same coffee shop. She bought him breakfast. They talked for 3 hours. She learned he was a veteran, that he lost his wife, that he'd almost given up too, until someone showed him he mattered. Now they meet every Thursday. Same coffee shop, same table. 2 people who almost weren't here, choosing to stay for one more sunrise. Robert's napkin had 11 words. 11 words that changed everything. I'm still here. Please stay. The world needs your kindness. You never know what battle someone is fighting. You never know which small act of kindness will be the one that saves a life. A $3 coffee, 11 words on a napkin. Proof that you don't need much to change everything. If you're the Sarah in this story, please stay. Your story isn't over. The world needs your kindness. And if you're watching this, maybe you're meant to be someone's Robert today. Maybe your small act of kindness is someone's reason to stay. Thank you for watching. If the story touched you, share it. You never know who needs to hear it today.